Hello, Shadowcat back with the Chicken Police. And last time, we found a murder. So we're not just dealing with threats anymore, now it's an actual murder case. Except we're not actually on that case. No, we're leaving that one to the police, which is kind of why we're here at the police station. We called in the murder, and then we came here to see who was left. And to dig up whatever information we could. Which, honestly, wasn't much. In fact, we don't really have that much information to go on already. We know what the warning is. The warning was a single word. Whore. It was written on the walls. It was written on Deborah's dead body. Because Deborah was the one that got murdered. So, yeah, Deborah's dead body. That aside, though, we don't have any suspects. We don't have any leads. We don't have much of anything as far as I can tell. Granted, I'm not a detective myself, and I was never terribly good at mysteries, but I'm usually pretty good at problem solving, and honestly, I can't solve this one. So we're going to head back to our office, and we're going to see what we can put together from there. Maybe the chicken sees something I don't. I hope not. I like to think that I'm smarter than that. But let's find out.
We had no choice but to continue the investigation where it started. In that shady little apartment I called home. The only lead was the list Fillmore gave us, with all those imposing names on it. But what could it mean? And why did Natasha keep it secret from us? But most importantly, what did all this have to do with Deborah's death? The trail started to get cold, and so did the air outside. There was something unsettling in the black clouds, hiding all the stars. I prayed that they didn't bring an early snowfall. The night was already painful enough.
So, what are we doing here?
Trying to calm down. I'll have a shot.
Sure you will.
And we're trying to put the pieces together, of course. Figure out what's next.
And what is next, Boss Bird?
Let's take a look at what we've learned so far. So, how did this whole case start?
Well, the whole case started with Deborah coming and asking us to investigate these threats. Okay, so how did the whole case start? The whole case started with, right, strange threats, and Deborah. Wait, no, that's possible suspects. However, I don't have... Oh, right here. Natasha. Yeah, so strange threats to Natasha. Right? Yeah, okay, so... Yeah? I don't get it. What do I do now? I don't know what I'm doing entirely. Unless it wants me to put Deborah here instead. No. Because that's actually right. Oh, I see. Right. Natasha and the threats. What's the connection? They were clearly addressed to her. I think, at least.
Yeah, the threats are meant for Natasha, no doubt about that.
Okay, so... strange threats for Natasha. Well, Natasha's afraid, obviously. Oh, but I can't put that there? I guess I need some evidence? So, she must be connected to these names somehow.
But there was something Natasha didn't speak about.
Yeah, she kept a secret.
Natasha is terrified. and she's in real danger. But she kept this list hidden from us. It seems too important to keep it a secret.
I suppose that's fair, because she did give it to Filbert. Now, granted, I guess she only had one, but she never even told us about it. Alright, so there's our list. It's a list of all the biggest people in Clawville. All the most rich, the most powerful, the most famous. Which doesn't include Ibn for some reason. Otherwise, we would know that name is on there. No? I'm not entirely certain. I mean, obviously Deborah's dead because of it. No. So if it's not that... Well, it can't be Lewis. That just leaves Olivia. What? No! Lewis? How is Lewis connected to this? He's not on there, is he?
But what could we do with this list?
Maybe Lewis knows some of the names? I don't know.
I know only one person who moves in circles high enough to know where it's from. Lewis. We must ask him if we want to get out of this dead end.
That's an awfully big leap of logic. That's an awfully big leap. I would not make that leap.
So, the card is, maybe a dead end. The piece of painting, too.
But the list Filmar gave us...
Exactly. Full of those imposing names. And I only know one person who moves in similar circles.
Lamar!
Yes, Marty. It's Lewis. Exactly.
Of course, it's Lewis. But where do we find the Bunny Man?
Well, since he owns this building, I'm hoping he's here. It's worth a call.
You know his number?
By heart. 555-932. I wrote it down in my notebook as well.
Oh, you are a professional, Boss Bird.
I still think that's a huge leap. But, I mean... I suppose it's possible. But here's the thing. While he might have run in those circles before, isn't the hotel kinda... dead? I don't know about this. Let's find out, though. 5, 5, 5, 9, 3, 2.
Hey, Lewis, sorry to disturb you. Again. Could you come over to my place? I have a question for you. It's very important. It's about a case.
A real case? With the chicken police? Of course, Sonny. I'll be over in a few minutes.
Thanks, pal. I owe you one.
One? Just a second.
Okay, well, he'll be over soon. Wow. That was fast. Hi, Lewis.
Thanks, Lewis. Again.
Oh, don't mention it. Besides, it was my big dream to help you with a serious case.
Well, let's hope you can help. What can you tell me about this list, old pal?
Well,
These names... I know half of them personally. Maybe even more.
Wow.
I knew it.
But I have no idea what kind of list this is.
here we go.
But these are all members of the upper class. Politicians, business people. Oh my. Even the commander of the Royal Guard.
Damn.
But I really don't know what it means.
So, is it a dead end?
I'm afraid so.
Well, no, actually it's not a dead end, because that's still more information than we had before. If he knows who half of these people are, he can tell us who they are. What do they do? What circles do they run in? What do they run, manage? This is not a dead end. Um,
May I ask what you have gotten yourself into? This looks serious.
It's complicated, Lewis, but nothing good. I can tell you that much.
Ah, is there anything else that I can help you with?
Maybe there's something.
okay, we're gonna ask him some questions. And we can only ask about these people, but we're gonna ask him about Deborah because he did drive her home. He was the last person to see her alive, as far as I know.
Deborah, the girl who came to me tonight.
Yes, she's a very lovely young lady.
Where did you take her after you two left?
Where she asked me to Flowerville.
Flowerville. Rochester Street 37?
Yes, exactly. Why?
Luck.
Did something happen?
Nothing good, Lewis. Nothing good.
Okay, so he did take her there. We now know more. So she went probably from the house in Flowerville to us. Lewis took her there. We have confirmation that she went nowhere else between our office and the weekend house. More or less. I mean, I guess she could have left the weekend house for a brief time after he dropped her off. But that's kind of a stretch. So she went from the office to the weekend house and was murdered. Which, if I was going to be really paranoid, would make Lewis a suspect, but I can't see Lewis doing that. Okay. Since he knows people, maybe he knows this card.
This?
This?
Oh, my goodness.
I think we have a bingo, gentlemen.
You see, I also have one of these.
A card? Like this? Really?
Yes. It's a membership card to a very exclusive club.
How exclusive?
Very.
That's what I'm talking about.
What does SN mean, Lewis?
It's the Sweltering Nile.
But that's a...
Well, yes, it's a brothel, but it's not like that. It's something completely different.
Calm down, Lewis. We're not going to tell anybody.
Thank you so much. It is rather embarrassing.
Listen, Lewis. How do we get in?
You want to get in? Well, if you show them this card, they'll surely let you in, but it will be obvious you're not regulars there.
We're used to that.
So, are we going to a luxury brothel?
Correct, Marty. Thanks for the help, Lewis. I owe you one. For the third time today, I think.
Okay. Lewis has all the information. Why did we go to the Beaver? Okay, let's ask him some more questions. I don't think he's going to have that much information about Hobart. However, he did frequent the Tsar, so he might have information on Natasha. But let's just run through the list.
I don't know what you said to him, but after you finished, he almost immediately van disappeared.
Really? That's suspicious.
Or he had business elsewhere. It's New Year's Eve. Everybody's going somewhere.
Okay, that's fair. Now, what about Natasha?
I didn't see her after the show. If I'm not mistaken, she usually leaves when everyone else has already left.
What else do you know about her, Lewis?
Oh, not much. What everybody knows. She was a dancer, then a backing singer, then star, and then club owner.
We found out as much already. Do you think she'd fled the Stavonian massacre? That's why the secrecy.
Do you mean the massacre of the royal family? I'd say her accent is a dead giveaway, and her name too, though it's undoubtedly an alias.
So it's possible that she is a part of the royal family.
I don't think so. Nobody could have survived that awful night.
You're probably right.
Okay. Then what about this brothel?
What should we know about the place, Lewis? Besides what they're dealing in there.
No, it's an elegant and exclusive place. Not everybody visits them for that, you know. Some animals just go for company.
I see. I guess it's mostly visited by the upper class.
Mostly, yes. The wealthy who have a taste.
Yes, of course.
Is it true what they say, that it's some kind of hidden stronghold of the Royalists?
The Nile is a proud herald of the coexistence of all the species. Yes, but stronghold? I don't think so.
But the place must be an eyesore for the Separatists, right?
Oh, don't worry for the girls, Sonny. They can defend themselves quite well. The Separatists wouldn't dare to go near the place.
Well, we'll see what they have to say about these two old cocks.
That was a little bit, equivocal.
All right. Well, that's all the information I can ask him about. So I guess we'll say goodbye and we'll go check out the brothel.
Maybe I should ask something specific from him.
And I guess we're not even going to say goodbye. Okay, well, let's take that, we'll take that shot and we'll be out of here.
Would you like a shot?
You know what? When we're done with the case, then we can celebrate.
Let's hope the case won't end us instead.
Amen to that, Brother Bird.
Okay. I guess we're done here then. Right, so you ready to go?
Look, I'm sorry I dragged you into this, Marty.
Ah, don't be. I would have been bored to death, still be on that shooting range.
And Laura, what about her?
She's used to it. Every New Year's the same. You know, since that special one.
Don't say it.
A bloody New Year's. Yeah. So Laura's probably at home, waiting for me on the couch, staring into a candle and killing a bottle of wine. Or two.
You can get out of this any time. You know that, don't you?
If you start something, finish it, right? Let's just make it through alive, okay? Or Laura will bite off my head. Literally.
I'm on it, partner.
What is Laura? I just assumed that she was also a chicken, but I mean, I guess she could not be. Alright, so where do we have to go to? So there's the sweltering Nile. And it is the only option we have, so I guess we're going to the sweltering Nile. Is that a good idea to you? We're going to go to the sweltering Nile.
To Marty's delight, we were heading toward the most exclusive brothel in Clawville. The Separatists and those opposing the monarchy hated the place, just like they hated everything that supported interracial relations and peaceful coexistence of all species. So the place wasn't just a brothel, it was a symbol. But just like a brothel is not a worthy symbol, Clawville failed to turn out the way it was intended.
Well, here we are. The kingdom of long legs, silky skin, and fluttering lashes. We've arrived.
Calm down, Marty. Watch your blood pressure.
Okay, new place. Wow, we are severely underdressed. Like, do we even have a tie? I feel like we need a tie. Alright, what do we have? Dog. Picture. Lemur. Door. Bird. That's a freedom bird right there. More pictures. More pictures. A receptionist, who is a zebra. And a literal foxy lady. Okay, we'll just start at one side and move or make our way down. Okay, pictures first. I approve. I'd hang that over my mantle. Wait, was there anything to actually say about it, though?
That woman, she's familiar.
Do you think it's her? The broad from the Bloody New Year's?
God damn it, Marty. Do you have to say it out loud? It gives me goosebumps.
Chicken bumps, more like.
Anyway, I don't know if it's really her. I always get confused by the exotic ones, but... yeah, maybe.
Honestly, it gives me the creeps.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what this Bloody New Year's was, but I suppose I can guess? Alright, pictures back there. So, iguana, deer, and French poodle?
Holy fur. You swallowed so hard, the whole place shook.
Are you kidding me? I've never seen anything like this before. Is this even legal?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Vice?
You really must be joking. Vice in Clawville?
Okay, I was pulling your leg. But still, it's a little hot in here.
Well, cool down, Marty. Don't even look over there. Remember Laura, your wonderful girlfriend, whom you love more than anything.
You don't need to tell me. All I'm thinking about is her.
With a hatchet in her hand.
More like my nuggets.
That's...
Okay, that was funny.
Laura.
That's it, Marty. Just slowly turn away from the pictures.
I am in love with tormenting him.
Laura.
That's it, Marty. Just slowly turn away from the pictures.
I want to torment him more. There's more pictures over here. Marty, we're having fun. Ooh, striped tail. Raccoon?
I don't even know. Good gods!
Hey, keep it down, Marty.
I see it now. Of all that's furry.
Yes, it's very furry. Or more like, shaggy.
Okay. I think that's all the pictures in here. Let's talk to some people. And they're all kind of looking at me, so I don't know who to start with. Let's start with you. Alright, Foxy Lady. You're here for a purpose.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Would you be so kind as to help me?
With pleasure, ma'am.
The zipper always comes down on my dress. Would you kindly zip it back up?
Can I, Sonny?
What am I, your mother? Do what you want, for God's sake.
Happy to help, ma'am.
Oh, what a gallant young man.
Clucking lords.
What, do I have... Okay, Yep. Oh. Okay.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Marty, ma'am. Marty McChicken.
Thank you, darling Marty. I'm much obliged.
Anytime, ma'am. Anytime.
Okay. That is not what I was expecting to do when I got here, but sure. So, is there anything else to talk to you about?
May I invite you gentlemen for a drink, perhaps?
No, thank you. We're in a hurry.
Oh.
Oh, he's so disappointed. It is so hilarious. Okay, Doggo.
These brides are elegant. Just like Laszlo said.
Lewis.
What do you think could be the old rabbit's type? Fluffy tails? Furry ears? A raspy tongue?
Oh, for the love of all the gods, stop it.
But just think about it.
Please, shut up, Marty.
He's trying so hard not to. Okay, so I actually can't talk to any of you, except for her.
She's what I call an exotic beauty.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Hey, every animal's the most beautiful thing in the world to someone.
Yeah, you're right.
Oof, I don't know about you, but I go weak in the knees for Stripes.
Please, Marty, I don't want to know. And I don't care. Keep it to yourself. And let's get out of here quickly.
Can't I even talk to you anymore?
You can. Ask about the weather, or how's my lower back. Those two are even connected if you want to know.
Yeah, old fart.
Okay, that's fair. Freedom Bird.
Yee. That guy's stare gives me the creeps.
I can see why.
I've always told myself that birds are weird.
What did you just say?
Huh? What? Me? Nothing?
Okay, well, birds are weird. Also, birds don't usually like me, so, you know, that is part of it. After all, who wouldn't like me? Alright, well, let's go talk to the receptionist then. We'll give her a card, we'll get backstage, or back room, or... we'll get in somewhere.
I think she must be the receptionist.
Bravo, Mr. Detective.
Why'd you have to be like that all the time?
Well, sometimes I seriously can't decide if you've become totally stupid over the years, or it just entertains you to act that way.
Well, you know, that's a good question.
That's exactly what I mean.
Okay, well, let's go talk to her. After all, he did say he likes stripes.
My name is Day-Night Diamond. Welcome to the Sweltering Nile, gentlemen.
Miss Diamond, I'm Sonny, and this is my partner, Marty.
If I may, miss, you have a beautiful name and exceptionally wonderful stripes.
Marty, not now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Please excuse him. He doesn't visit places like this very often. Me neither, to be honest.
Oh, nothing to worry about, gentlemen. There's a first time for everyone.
You're absolutely right.
We're just interested in a certain lady called Deborah.
Deborah. We don't have any employees by that name right now, but if you want, any of our girls would love to be Deborah for a night.
No. Excuse me, you misunderstand. She doesn't work here.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
It's kind of confusing, but let me try to explain.
Please, I'm at your service. I'll gladly answer any of your questions.
You hear that, Sonny? Any questions?
Shut up, Marty.
Okay. Seriously thinking that I should have left Marty behind. As funny as he is, he's not helpful right now. Okay. As far as questions go... I'm gonna talk to her again real quick before I ask questions.
If you have a specific question, please, go ahead, officers.
Oh, you've noticed we're cops.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but it was evident the moment you turned up.
Should we take that as a compliment?
If you'd like.
Alright, well, we don't need to show her the badge then. So... what can you tell me about this place? Let's start off with the most basic information, and then we'll get more specific as we go.
Have you been working here long, miss?
Almost 5 years, sir.
And do you like your job?
Very much so. I think it's only worth doing anything if you honestly enjoy it.
You hear that, Sonny? You should take that advice.
I'm on it, Marty. I'm trying to get myself fired if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, and me too.
Collateral damage.
Okay. I'm gonna ask about Lewis before the strange list of names. If I was in her position and someone just asked me or handed me a list of names and asked for information, I wouldn't give it. But Lewis is a friend, so this may be my foot in the door.
Do you know a gentleman named Lewis C. Hayworth?
Of course I do. Mr. Hayworth is a regular guest at our establishment.
I see. How regular, if I may ask?
I can't give you any information about that. House policy.
We have that too. It's called the law, ma'am.
If you have any questions of that nature, please come back with a warrant.
Touche.
Damn it, see, that I knew. I knew she wasn't gonna give us anything. I didn't think I'd come back with a warrant, though. But how the hell are we going to get a warrant? Because I'm fired. Or at least suspended. I can try anyway, but I don't think she's going to give me anything.
Does this list mean anything to you?
This? I'm not sure. No, nothing.
Don't you see some familiar names on there?
I do, but everybody knows those animals. Personally, I have no contact with any of them.
I see. Oh, thank you.
Alright, so we have this card. Membership card? Can we go in?
Look, she gave this to us. The girl named Deborah, the one we asked you about.
I see.
Do you know what this is?
Of course. It's a membership card.
Was this person a regular here?
If this belonged to her, then yes. I can check for you. Please, the ladies will entertain you while you wait. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Much obliged.
Okay. I didn't realize they would have those kind of records. Well, I don't necessarily know if they're going to, entertain anything. I guess we could talk to her again? Maybe?
May I invite you gentlemen for a drink, perhaps?
No, thank you. We're in a hurry.
Oh.
Okay, well, she's not going to entertain anything. That means the only place I can think of left is the door. Is that the door to leave? Because I don't want to leave. But I don't have anything else to try, so we're gonna have to go for it.
I apologize for the wait. Please, come with me, gentlemen.
So you were successful.
My mistress, Madame Zavas, would like to meet you.
You mean that, Madame Savas?
As far as I know, there's only one of her, so yes,
Please, miss, take us to her.
with pleasure.
Who?
Madame Zavas was a legend in Clawville. Her name was known all over the wilderness. She's an avid royalist, former member of the Council of 12, spy master, assassin, businesswoman, and courtesan. To be honest, I didn't even know she was still alive. She's no spring chicken, that's for sure. She could also be my mother, or maybe my grandmother. First Ibn Wessler, now her. Honestly, tonight, it wouldn't surprise me if His Majesty Hector III didn't grace me with his presence.
Okay, I feel like I should know who this person is, but I don't know who this person is. I'm bad at peopling. And she's an alligator. This just got a lot more dangerous. And clearly keeps a lot of stuff from the old country.
Interesting pieces.
Do you think so? It's the art of my people.
Crocodiles?
There are many kinds of crocodile in the wilderness, Mr. Featherland. This is the art of the Nilenites.
Ah, hence the name, the Sweltering Nile.
It's a river, Mr. Featherland. My ancestors lived by this river a long time ago.
Ah, interesting.
Thank you.
She must own this place. Okay, that changes my outlook of her. Well, no, actually, it does still mean that she could have us killed. A dead clock? You know, I may be getting a little bit meta here, but from a storyteller's perspective, I feel like this could be Chekhov's gun. 1:45. There's probably a reason for that.
Is that the time already?
Have you noticed your clock's not working?
How observant you are. That clock isn't meant to show the time. It's a decoration. A memento.
It's beautiful.
Indeed.
I'll bet that's important for something later. Every kind of book. It really is every kind of book. Slime and Punishment? 7 Pieces of My Mind. The Death of the Horse. Hey, there was a movie about that. 49 Years of the Reptile. 1 Key of the Animal Mind. Alright, let's observe. Oh, and owls don't blink. That is not true.
There are books here on quite a variety of topics.
Apparently none of
That's
which...
quite a wide range of...
Yeah, apparently none of which we have any knowledge on. Okay, never mind that then. That's a painting.
What a painting. Congratulations, ma'am.
Marty.
Yes. It's beautiful indeed. It's more than 40 years old. You know, I was considered pretty then.
Oh, don't say that. You still look great, ma'am.
Thank you. It feels good, but no. There's no need for lies. Those days are long gone. Every age has its truth and its beauty. For me, beauty is not in the looks anymore.
I agree, ma'am.
Yeah, because now she has power. Alright, so let's talk.
Let me introduce myself properly, ma'am.
Mr. Santino, I know who you are. And I also know your partner. The legend of the Chicken Police is always one step ahead of the Chicken Police.
Thank you. That's flattering.
May I ask what you are looking for exactly? Here on this night?
You know, that's an interesting question. The card we've shown your lovely colleague
Belongs to an old friend of ours, whom we haven't seen for a long time here.
and the name?
Unfortunately, no, Mr. Santino. That's confidential information. In my line of work, discretion is everything.
Well, you know, in our line of work, the law is above everything.
Oh, do you think so? I could tell you what your colleagues think is also above everything, but as I said, discretion.
Look, ma'am, we don't want to impose. We're conducting a private investigation, which started off as harmless, but now it's murder.
That sounds serious.
It is serious. That's why we'd be grateful for your help.
In that case, I'm at your service. Ask your questions, and I'm going to answer to the best of my knowledge. As long as you're not wading through muddy waters.
Fortunately, I swim very well for a chicken.
I swim well, too.
Yeah, she swims better than I do. At least she'll answer some questions. Okay, let's start with General. We'll go with the Sweltering Nile, we'll work our way up to the card. We'll bring in Lewis, and then the list. Just like we were going to do the last time.
This place isn't just our home with the girls. It's a sanctuary.
Really? How?
It symbolizes why the city was founded almost 1,000 years ago. Unity, love, freedom.
Interbreeding?
That too, yes. Do you have a problem with that?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't. My girlfriend's a predator.
Really? I'm glad to hear it.
Interesting. I mean, I suspected. Now I kind of want to know what species she is. Okay, but we're not here to ask that. We're here to move on. Strange card.
As I was saying, it belongs to us. Only our most valuable guests have one of these. And our employees, of course.
The employees, too. Good to know. Can you tell me if this card belonged to a guest or an employee?
No,
I thought so. Yes, thank you.
Ah, so close. Okay. We have a new option, Natasha. I'm gonna hold off on Natasha, though. I'm gonna ask about Lewis. He's my friend, and that should privilege me to a little bit of information. If just a little.
Lewis Hayworth is a good friend of mine. It surprises me that he's a regular here.
You wouldn't believe our clientele. You would be shocked.
No doubt. Lewis, does he come here often?
Not so often.
Thank you for the vague answer, ma'am.
The mystery is thrilling. The thrill is life itself.
That was beautiful, ma'am.
Marty, you're very easily impressed. Okay, the case I'm working is for Natasha Katsenko. Can you tell me anything about her?
Do you know Natasha Katsenko personally?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about her.
Warm-hearted, protective, quick-tempered, fierce. Yes, fierce.
Thank you. Very useful.
Okay, that was not useful. Alright, we only have one option left. Let's hit her with the big one.
Tell me, have you ever seen this list?
I have.
Am I right to assume it has something to do with the sweltering Nile?
It does, yes, but I can't tell you more about it. No,
Discretion is key.
absolutely.
But it does have something to do with the Nile. It could be a guest list of some kind. Alright, it's time to press. Let's do this. We don't have a warrant. She's going to be very, very vague. But maybe I can elicit some kind of information.
Deceit is everything to Zavos. She used to be a spy, so I'm gonna take her every word with a grain of salt.
Alright. So, we only have one question to start off with. She's going to be deceptive, and we're starting off at a deficit. Alright, let's try.
Who's behind the legend, Miss Zavos? Who are you, really?
Just an animal raised to survive, Mr. Featherland. And because I've been taught, I know how to survive. I always was what I had to be.
And you managed to dodge my question. Clever.
Well, you see, this is one of the typical elements of survival. The way of dodging a delicate question and still making the questioner believe he got the answer. But you're too cunning and experienced, aren't you? You're not an easy one to fool.
I'm trying to maintain appearances, ma'am.
You should. Appearances, most of the time, are stronger and more dangerous than the truth.
Sometimes. Okay, so... Options. Both of them are basically the same question. Okay, they're not entirely the same question, but they're similar. This one seems irrelevant. Because asking if she was a king's spy doesn't really matter nowadays. If she was, who cares? It just means that she knows how to be a spy. She knows how to be discreet, which we already know. It means she has secrets, which we already know. So, let's make sure that we ask about current events.
Isn't it dangerous being a royalist nowadays?
You know, Mr. Featherland, those that are genuinely dedicated never care about danger. That's something you must know even better than I.
Do you think it's my loyalty that motivates me the most? If you do, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Maybe you're not loyal to the police, Mr. Featherland, but you are to your own principles and ideals. Am I right?
That's true, but you're avoiding the question. Why did you stay in the king's employment after the scandals that are making half the city riot? What makes you still believe so much in the institution of monarchy?
You know, I always adapt, but only to a degree where I still don't have to give up myself and my ideals for the sake of survival.
You'd rather die then?
Maybe it would seem too dramatic or even romantic to you, but yes, exactly.
I'm sorry to doubt you, but I've always thought your kind was rather compromised.
Do you mean spies or crocodiles?
Spies, of course.
I must disappoint you, but there aren't many groups as loyal and unwavering as the spies, Mr. Featherland.
If you're telling me, ma'am, I believe you.
I mean, it does stand to reason. That question, however, did not net us any points with her. So, I want to ask her why she decided to open the brothel. This one seems a little accusatory, and she's just going to dodge it. So let's go with something a bit more innocuous.
Why did you decide to open a brothel?
You know, this place used to be an orphanage. Then after the Great Avian Plague, a hatchery. Then, young mothers lived here who had nowhere else to go. That's when I took over.
Young mothers and prostitutes. That feels like a sharp turn.
No, it didn't happen like that, of course. The process took 20 years, but one thing remains the same. I wanted to help girls who had nothing and no one. To help them.
And this was the best you could do, helping them sell their bodies.
You see things very superficially, Mr. Featherland. We're a family who helped each other even at the worst of times, took care of each other, and what's most important, survived. Yes, survive, no matter the cost.
And it's the cherry on top of the most treasured secrets of the rich and famous.
Very insightful, Mr. Featherland. There's truth to that. Knowledge is power, as they say. And we know a lot about powerful animals that could be used as weapons. Or the opposite. That could avert a war.
Okay. That actually netted us a lot of credit, even though it came off a bit more accusatory than I wanted it to be. So, now we only have one option.
If I guess who the card belongs to, will you tell me?
I wouldn't say that's an acceptable price for such a secret as this, but if you guess right, I won't lie to you. Then, I will tell you you were right. Yes.
Good. Let's see. The answer to my question, Natasha Katsenko.
Well, Mr. Featherland, it seems the gossip about you is right. What gave it away?
It couldn't have been easier. There's a beautiful woman with a mysterious past, trying to keep it a secret, while someone's threatening her with the exact same thing, leaving rather unmistakable messages behind. Plus, we found the card on Deborah, who was her best friend and confidant. So she was either trying to hide it, or destroy it forever, so no one could find out the truth. Am I right so far?
Indeed, Mr. Featherland.
So if I'm not mistaken, Natasha used to work for you before she met Ibn Wessler. He fell in love with her, gave her a job at the Millions Club. The rest is history.
You have talent, Mr. Featherland. I'm really sorry you're not working for the government.
I am working for the government. I'm a cop.
Are you sure, Mr. Featherland?
Touché.
Indeed. Natasha used to work here. We can put it that way, but you know, this isn't just a workplace. She also lived here. She was part of our family, and we still love her very much.
Right. That puts everything in a different light. Savas is a true survivor, always was. And she's proud of that, even to this day. Maybe I can get her to trust me if I play to this part of her.
Okay, so that actually explains a lot, especially the note that was left on the walls and on Deborah. I mean, this is a whorehouse. It makes sense. Okay, so she is a survivor, she's dangerous, she's deceptive, we're a little above water here, but I cannot make any more mistakes. Okay. This, trying to shape her to her image, there's no reason to even bother asking that. There's no reason. Obviously, she's very proud of the life she's led. Why wouldn't she? Why did she take her in? No. Stupid question. So that leaves these two. Obviously, she was trying to protect her. From what? I feel like the answer to that question is just simply the city as a whole. That's what they do here. They protect the girls. So that leaves this question. Process of elimination.
Everyone in the city thinks you're dangerous. Why is that?
There are many legends in the city about many things, Mr. Featherland. I, for one, have heard that you too had solved all your cases. Is that true?
You know it's not.
I hear things. The truth comes out when we come face to face with it. So?
There's one case we never solved, though the press said otherwise, thanks to political pressure.
Fascinating. And you see how much easier it is now that you've said it.
You managed to dodge my question again. You're very good at that.
My answer is maybe. Maybe I am dangerous. But only if someone stands between me and my goals.
Which are?
I'm an old woman now, Mr. Featherland. I care for nothing except the well-being of my girls.
Excuse me, but I can't believe that.
Alright, well, that was the wrong question. And we're now below water again. Alright, so... this is actually a legitimate question, knowing her history. We know that Natasha was close to the royal family when they were all massacred. And so was the rest of her family. That would have meant that she was going to be very hot when she got in. They could have come for this place. That seems like a legitimate question. This, given that she was a spy master and assassin, is also legitimate, but I feel like it's too accusatory, and whatever answer I get would not get me any closer. And this seems absolutely innocuous, and I can't see this benefiting anything at all. I'm going to ask her about this one.
You knew you were taking a risk, yet you still took her in. Why?
I don't know, Mr. Featherland. These things can't always be rationally explained. Not even when I've lived my whole life based on reason, on logic, almost every step calculated.
So Natasha came and turned your whole life upside down. She's like that, isn't she?
It's in her nature, yes. Poor thing can't help it. She's like a tornado. She usually takes everything with her.
That's quite an apt metaphor. But I have to agree.
Did she sweep you away, too?
I don't know yet, madam. I'm clinging firmly to the ground.
Alright, so that helped. And now we can hit her. Because we know where she came from. Does she? I'm going to make an assumption that she does.
Do you know where Natasha came from? Before Clawville?
Naturally. The poor dear couldn't even deny it. Even her name's eloquent, her accent, but mostly her manners, Mr. Featherland. She's from Stovos, and she belonged to the upper class of Stavonian social circles. She could barely even speak the language when I first met her.
That's all you know about her. An ex-spy like you must have checked up on her new protege's past.
That's the most exciting thing. Yes, I have. Multiple times putting my most treasured connections to good use. But nobody found anything. Natasha's trail could only be traced back to the Stavonian border. What happened in that country, no one knows.
It's rather curious, don't you think?
It is, Mr. Featherland. Yes, curious. That's why I've always been rather fond of Natasha.
Did it touch you deeply when she left you?
Indeed, it did.
Zavos is protective. It seems she's dedicating her whole life to her protégés. If I concentrate on that, maybe she'll open up to me.
Okay. So I have something to lean on. Alright. I'm gonna lean on that protective part. And I'm gonna hit her with the weakness. Why did she let her go? I don't know that she could have stopped her, but this may be my foot in the door.
Why did you let her leave with Wessler?
What else could I have done? Wessler is a handsome, rich, powerful animal, and Natasha fell in love with him. If anything, I know you can't stand in the way of a woman in love. There's nothing more dangerous, Mr. Featherland.
I've been in this job for more than 20 years, but I haven't heard that one before.
You see? You learn something new every day if you have an open mind. Yes.
Okay, well, that did not help me. Alright, so I'm going to ask this one. This is too accusatory. She's not going to want to answer that, and it's just going to lose me favor with her. So when's the last time that she saw her?
When was the last time you saw her, Madame Zavos?
Maybe around 2 months ago. There was a ball, attended by Ibn Wessler, his beautiful mate Natasha, and myself. Yes.
Was she herself? Did you feel like she was afraid or worried about something?
On the contrary, she was unrestrained, free, radiant. She was in love. Yes, in her own unique way.
What do you mean?
You know Natasha loves on a different level than most Clawville women. Or most women in the wilderness, in fact. Maybe it's because of the Stovonian origins. Perhaps it's something else.
So you didn't notice anything strange about her?
Well, if anything could be called strange, it was that I saw a woman positively floating above the ground, who previously used to stand on it with 2 feet.
I see. Thank you, madam.
Alright. So that was helpful, and Natasha was in a good place before all of this went down.
How did you feel when you learned Natasha was going to leave?
Honestly, I was very hurt. I loved her as a daughter. How would you have felt?
I couldn't say.
And I still couldn't stop her, and you know why?
Of course I do. Because you loved her.
You've been in my shoes before, am I right, Detective? Yes, I can feel you have.
This isn't about me, madam. Please stop changing the subject.
I have felt betrayed on a certain level. Yes, and offended, and alone. Even amongst all my friends.
Were you disappointed in her?
Only in myself, Mr. Featherland. But I have a hunch you know this feeling very well.
Yes, you're right. Well, thank you for your time, madam.
Anytime, Detective. Yes, anytime.
Okay, well, we could have done better, but we did learn an awful lot during that interrogation. Okay. We did good, though. We did good.
Please, gentlemen, wait here a moment. I would like to show you something that could help you.
Oh, that's excellent news. Thank you. We will wait.
Do you trust her?
Not in the slightest. Even her smile is fake. This woman wallowed in other animals' secrets until she became one too.
That's exactly how I feel.
Anyway, now that we're here, we can take a better look around.
Just what I was thinking.
Okay. So we just have to go through the office and see what we can get away with. But I am running rather long on time right now, so here's what I think we're going to do. Now that we've got that questioning under our belt, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. We got a lot of information there. Not much of it seems to be terribly useful, but more importantly, it's all structural information. We now know more about Natasha and the other people around her. That helps. So while we don't necessarily have what we need to keep going, we have a foundation. Anything that we get now, we'll be able to build on that foundation. So, when we come back next time, we're going to go through as much of this office as we can, because there's going to be secrets in here, and I'll bet that clock is one of them. So if you want to be here to see what we can dig up, make sure you subscribe, make sure the bell icon's here for every video when they come out. If you know somebody else who enjoys mysteries, because this mystery is heating up, then share this video with them. Then come back, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time for the Chicken Police. Until then, take care.